Everything you want to know about living in Boise, Idaho. People hear Boise, Idaho and picture potatoes and cowboys, and then they actually move here and they can't believe that they waited this long. Boise is not a hidden gem anymore, even though we're called the Gem State. It is one of the most intentional, livable cities in the entire country, and the people who figured that out early, they're sitting on serious equity and a quality of life that frankly embarrasses most major metros. But here's the thing nobody tells you before you move. Boise has layers, and if you come in blind, you will miss what makes this place genuinely extraordinary. So whether you're still on the fence, already have a U-Haul reserved, or you're just deep in a research rabbit hole at midnight, this video is for you. Welcome back. I am Barb Dopp, your Boise-based real estate expert. I moved here in 1991 from Montana, and I have been a real estate agent here since 2007, serving this community. If you're thinking about making a move to the Treasure Valley, you're in exactly the right place. In this video, I'm breaking down everything you actually want to know about living in Boise. The cost of living, the job market, the outdoor lifestyle, the real estate picture, and yes, the honest stuff people do not talk about enough. By the end of this, you will know whether Boise fits your life. If this is the kind of content that helps you, please hit that like button and subscribe. I post every week and I promise it always is worth your time. So, wait. Idaho has a city like this? We're going to talk about cost of living and what your dollar actually does here. Let's start with the number one thing people research before any move. What's this going to cost me? According to the U.S. Census Bureau, Boise's median household income sits around $72,000, and while that trails coastal metros, your purchasing power here is in a completely different league. The cost of living in Boise runs roughly 5 to 8% below the national average when you factor in housing, groceries, transportation, and utilities. Idaho also has no local income tax on wages in Boise proper, and the state income tax rate sits well below what you would pay in California, Washington, or New York. Now, housing. According to Redfin, the Boise Metro median home price as of early 2025 hovered around $430,000. That's off the pandemic peak, which briefly touched $550,000. But it is also stabilized well above the pre-2020 levels, which tells you the demand here is real and structural, not speculative. If you're coming from the Bay Area or Seattle, that number probably sounds like a typo. Renters are also seeing breathing room, with average rents for a two-bedroom running around $1,400 and $1,700, depending on the neighborhood. The honest caveat, Boise's no longer a bargain in the way it was 5 years ago. But relative to what you get, space, schools, air quality, safety, and access to nature, the value proposition is still one of the strongest in the West. More than mountains, the economy that actually pays here. We're going to talk about jobs, industries, and who thrives here. One of the questions I get from most relocators is, can I actually work here, or does everyone just remote in? The answer is both, and that's a feature, not a limitation. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the Boise metro area has consistently maintained an unemployment rate below the national average, hovering around 3.2 to 3.5% through 2024. The economy is generally diversified. Technology is the most notable growth story. Micron technology, applied technology, and a growing cluster of software and semiconductor firms have made Boise a legitimate tech hub. The region has even earned the nickname Silicon Foothills, and it's not ironic. Healthcare is another anchor, with St. Luke's and St. Alphonsus both operating large regional systems. Advanced manufacturing, agricultural tech, and financial services round out the mix. And remote workers, Boise has become one of the most popular destinations in the country for location-independent professionals, precisely because you get a legitimate city infrastructure at a fraction of the cost and congestion of the places people are leaving. The 4 seasons you did not expect: outdoor life, climate, and what living here actually feels like. This is the part where people fall in love. Boise sits at around 2,700 feet in elevation, which gives it a semi-arid 4 seasons climate without the brutal winters people fear. Summers are warm and sunny with low humidity. Winters bring some snow, but the city is generally manageable. What surprises most newcomers is how much nature is threaded into daily life, not just on weekends. You're 45 minutes from world-class skiing at Bogus Basin. The Boise River Greenbelt runs 25 miles through the heart of the city and is generally one of the best urban trail systems in America. Hiking, mountain biking, fly fishing, whitewater rafting, it's all within reach in a way that does not require an entire weekend production to access. For families, outdoor recreation isn't a luxury add-on here, it's a Tuesday evening. The culture has evolved too. Downtown Boise has a thriving restaurant scene, a robust arts district, Tree Fort Music Fest drawing national acts every spring, and a genuine sense of community identity that bigger cities often lose. It feels intentional, and people here tend to care about where they live in a way that makes the city better over time. So we've covered the cost of living, the job market, and the lifestyle that honestly makes people wonder why they didn't move here sooner. And here is what all of that is actually pointing to. Boise delivers in the categories that matter most to people who are making a serious long-term life decision. But we're not done. Coming up, I'm going to walk you through the real estate landscape in more detail, talk about the neighborhoods you should actually know about, and give you the honest picture on the things Boise is still working through. Because no city is perfect, and you deserve the full story. And before we go further, if you're planning on relocation to the Treasure Valley, I have a free Boise relocation guide that covers the best neighborhoods, top-rated schools, and everything you need to set up your life here the right way. The link is in the description. Grab it and keep it close while you watch. The stuff nobody puts in the brochure. Traffic, growth pains, and what to actually expect. Let's be honest for a minute, because I think you deserve that. Boise is growing fast, and the growth brings real friction. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, the Boise metro population grew by over 17% between 2015 and 2023, making it one of the fastest growing metros in the country. That growth has strained infrastructure. The most common complaint among residents is traffic, specifically along I-84 and the connector roads between Boise, Meridian, and Nampa during peak hours. It's not Los Angeles, but if you're coming expecting small-town ease, the Meridian corridor will surprise you. There's also a real conversation happening in Boise about housing affordability for people who grew up here. The influx of out-of-state buyers with higher purchasing power has reshaped the market, and longtime locals feel that tension. It's worth understanding as someone coming in from outside, because community dynamics matter when you're choosing where to plant roots. The good news is that city and regional planners are actively investing in transit, road expansion, and mixed-use development. This is a city that is aware of its growth challenges and working on them, which is more than you can say for a lot of places. Why people move here almost and never leave. The real estate case for Boise in 2026. Here's the thing that ties everything together. According to the National Association of Realtors, Boise ranked among the top emerging housing markets in the country for the third consecutive year entering 2026. The demand drivers are structural: population growth, in-migration of higher-earning remote workers, a constrained supply pipeline, and a job market that continues to expand. According to Zillow research, Boise area home values appreciated approximately 4.2% year over year through late 2024, outpacing the national average while remaining far below the volatility of the pandemic years. What that means practically is that Boise is not a bubble play. It is a long-term market where buying with intention and staying put rewards you. Whether you're a first-time buyer, a growing family, or someone downsizing from a higher-cost state, the math here works in ways it simply does not in the markets most people are leaving. Here's the full picture. Boise offers a cost of living that stretches your dollar, an economy that is genuinely diversified and growing, an outdoor lifestyle that is woven into daily life rather than reserved for the weekends, and a real estate market that rewards long-term thinking. The growth pains are real, and the city is not the sleepy secret it once was, but what Boise offers at this stage of its evolution is something rare. A city with big city amenities, small city warmth, and a quality of life that most people do not believe until they're actually living it. The people who move here almost never leave. And after doing this work in the Treasure Valley for almost 20 years, I can tell you why. Like I said before, I moved here in 1991. I came here with my husband and 2 small children. We added another child along the way. We've gone through elementary school, middle school, high school. My kids are graduated from college. They have their own lives going now. And they live in some of those states that we're talking about that people are coming here. But what I know is that as we've had the growth, there have been fantastic things that have come because of that growth, even though we've got some friction and some growth pains. If you're seriously considering a move to Boise, I would love to be the person in your corner. Reach out to me directly through the link in the description. Whether you are 6 months, 6 years, or just 6 weeks out, the earlier we connect, the better position that you will be. And don't forget to grab my free relocation guide below. It's the shortcut to understanding the best neighborhoods, schools, and everything that makes the Treasure Valley the right place to start your next chapter. If you want to go even deeper, watch my video on the best Boise neighborhoods next. I will see you over there.